So we completed up to sulfonamides, that is definition, classification and antibacterial activity of sulfonamide. Now the next point under this chapter, that is mechanism of action. You understand that sulfonamide that is used as antibacterial compound. Now this antibacterial activity that is against gram positive and gram negative bacterial infection. But how this drug shows bacteriostatic action? So actually already we completed that bacteriostatic example, that is these are the bacteriostatic drugs. So you understand that these drugs are used as bacteriostatic agent by the mechanism that is called as Wood-Fields theory. This mechanism is called as Wood-Fields theory. So you understand that these are the sulfonamide, that is antibacterial compound, acting as bacteriostatic agent. That when these agents given, maybe sulfamethoxazole, maybe dimethoxazole, sulfaphenazole, any drug sulfonamide given, it affecting growth or inhibiting growth or multiplication of microorganism, that is used as bacteriostatic agent. So according to Wood-Fields theory, these agents, you should know that the PABA, that is para-amino benzoic acid, PABA, that is stand for para-amino benzoic acid, that is used as a raw material for synthesis of folic acid. This folic acid that is used as a food material for growth and for multiplication of microorganisms. So PABA, that is para-amino benzoic acid, that is used as a raw material for synthesis of folic acid, and folic acid that is used as a food material for growth or for multiplication of microorganism. Normally the process occurs that PABA in presence of foliate synthetase enzyme, in presence of foliate synthetase enzyme, it converted into dihydrofolic acid. It converted into dihydrofolic acid. This dihydrofolic acid in presence of reductase enzyme, it converted into tetrahydrofolic acid. That is, this is dihydrofolic acid, this is inactive compound. While tetrahydrofolic acid, that is active compound, which is used as a food material for growth and for multiplication of microorganisms. It converted into DNA and RNA synthesis occurs, and thereby growth and multiplication of microorganisms take place. So this is how that there is a growth or multiplication of microorganisms occurs by using PABA. Now here, the structure of PABA, suppose para-amino benzoic acid, this is PABA, SO2 NH2 group, and here there is again amino group. This is the structure of PABA, sulfonamide. This is the structure of sulfonamide, and the structure of PABA, that is para-amino benzoic acid. So here there is a COOH and here NH2. This is the structure of sulfonamide, and this is the structure of PABA, that is para-amino benzoic acid. Benzoic acid, that is benzene ring with COOH, and if attachment of amino group, that is PABA, para-amino benzoic acid. So this is PABA compound, and this is the structure of sulfonamide. Now normally what happens, that this PABA present in body, by using foliate synthetase enzyme, it converted into dihydrofolic acid, which is inactive compound. Again there is a reductase action take place, and it converted into tetrahydrofolic acid, which is active compound, that is used as a raw material, that is used as a food material for growth and for multiplication of microorganisms. This is how that there is a growth or multiplication of microorganisms take place, and after that how bacterial infection occurs in patient. Under such a condition, when sulfonamide drug used as antibacterial compound in such an infection, that time, because of structural similarity of PABA and sulfonamide, this is the structure of PABA. Structure of para-amino benzoic acid and structure of sulfonamide is somewhat same, and because of structural similarity, this sulfonamide drug, because of structural similarity, affecting conversion of PABA to dihydrofolic acid, that is here. Sulfonamide drug blocking conversion of PABA to dihydrofolic acid, and thereby there is no formation of tetrahydrofolic acid, and that affecting causes or affecting growth of bacteria. जर बॅक्टेरियाला फूड मटेरियलच नाही मिळालं, का अफेक्ट झालं फूड मटेरियल, that it sulfonamide drug, because of structural similarity with PABA and by competitive antagonism mechanism, when the concentration of sulfonamide is greater than PABA. So this foliate synthesis enzyme, instead of combining with PABA, combine with sulfonamide drug. And because of wrong combination, there is a no synthesis of dihydrofolic acid. When the food material is not available, that produces what? That produces bacteriostatic affection. That is affecting growth or multiplication of microorganisms, and that is used as bacteriostatic agent. Remember that these sulfonamide drugs are effective only against those bacteria those synthesize their own folic acid. की जे बॅक्टेरिया स्वतःचा अन्न स्वतः प्रिपेअर करतात अशा बॅक्टेरियांमध्ये फक्त सल्फोनामाइड यूज होते बाय because of the structural similarity, and this mechanism, this is to be called as Wood-Fields theory. So sometimes they will describe mechanism of action of sulfonamides. So you should remember that sulfonamide that is used as antibacterial compound or bacteriostatic agent by the mechanism that is Wood-Fields theory, and you are supposed to explain this Wood-Fields theory. That bacteria for growth, for multiplication, there is utilizing PABA, that is para-aminobenzoic acid, which is already present in body. This PABA, in presence of foliate synthesis enzyme, is converted into dihydrofolic acid, which is inactive compound. Again, there is a reductases enzyme action take place, converted into tetrahydrofolic acid, which is active compound, that is used as a food material. But because of by competitive antagonism mechanism and because of structural similarity, this foliate synthesis enzyme, instead of combining with PABA, combined with sulfonamide. And because of wrong combination, there is no growth, no multiplication of microorganisms. That leads to produces bacteriostatic action in bacteria, isn't it? So this is how that sulfonamides are used as antibacterial compound, and these drugs are effective only against those bacteria those synthesize their own folic acid. So this is regarding mechanism of action. Now the next point, that is regarding ADME, that how these drugs are effective by oral route. So regarding ADME, that is absorption, distribution, metabolism and excretion. So all sulfonamide drugs are effective by oral route. Tablet formulations, suspension formulations available in market, that is effective by oral route. Even some IV sulfonamides are going to be reserved. So all sulfonamide drugs in the dose of 1 to 2 gram in divided doses effective by oral route of administration, and metabolized at the site of liver by acetylation process. Remember that these drugs are metabolized by acetylation process. And after metabolism, whatever the acetylated product of sulfonamide which is formed, that leads to process crystalluria formation. This is the major side effect of sulfonamide, that leads to process crystalluria. Sometimes they will be asked how crystalluria formation occurs and what is the treatment to minimize occurrence of crystalluria. So crystalluria formation occurs because of what? Metabolism of sulfonamide takes place by acetylation process. No doubt it is distributed in whole body. Depending on affinity to bound with plasma protein, it shows variation in duration of action. Isn't it? So after metabolism, whatever the acetylated product of sulfonamide, that is poorly excreted through urine. It is poorly excreted through urine, and that leads to formation of crystalluria. And when crystalluria formation occurs, there is a obstruction to urine flow. कि urine flow proper होना नहीं. There may be chances of hematuria. That condition that is to be called as crystalluria formation. And to avoid this, how to minimize this crystalluria? What is the treatment? That first treatment along with sulfonamide always advises given to the patient that drinking of large amount of water. This is the first advice given to the patient. Sometimes what are the advices given to the sulfonamide patient therapy? So the first advice given to the patient that drinking of large amount of water, जेवढं पाणी जास्त झालं, that reduces chances of formation of crystalluria. How crystalluria form? Because metabolism of this sulfonamide takes place by acetylation process, and the acetylated product of sulfonamide is poorly excreted through urine. When excretion may not be take place, that leads to form crystalluria. That causes obstruction to urine flow, hematuria, albuminuria may occur, and that is the major side effect of sulfonamide. So how it is minimized? What is the treatment for minimizing occurrence of crystalluria? First treatment, that always advises given to the patient that drinking of large amount of water. Along with this, another treatment, that is diuretic therapy given to the patient. This diuretic therapy facilitating excretion of acetylated product of sulfonamide and that minimizes occurrence of crystalluria. Another treatment given to the patient, that alkalinization treatment or sodium bicarbonate treatment given to the patient. This sodium bicarbonate or alkalinization treatment change urine pH to alkaline that favor elimination or excretion of acetylated product of sulfonamide, thereby fast excretion takes place and minimizes chances of occurrence of crystalluria. Another treatment, that combination of sulfonamides given to the patient so that chances of crystalluria formation is going to be minimized. So under ADME you should remember that all sulfonamide drugs are effective by oral route, distributed in whole body, and depending on affinity to bound with plasma protein shows variation in duration of action. And here important one, that sometimes they will ask which is the major side effect of sulfonamide or how crystalluria formation occurs and what is the treatment. So you understand that crystalluria formation occurs because of metabolism process, that this sulfonamide drugs are metabolized by acetylation process. And the acetylated product of sulfonamide is poorly excreted that leads to process formation of crystalluria formation, obstruction to urine flow, hematuria. So what is the treatment? First treatment, that is drinking of large amount of water. That advice is given to the patient. Then diuretic therapy given in order to facilitate excretion of acetylated product of sulfonamide. Third treatment, alkalinization treatment or sodium bicarbonate treatment given to the patient in order to change urine pH to alkaline that favor excretion of acetylated product. And last treatment, that is combination therapy given to the patient. So this is regarding ADME, the important one, that is how crystalluria formation occurs and what is the treatment. Now the next point, that is side effect or adverse effect of sulfonamide. Now the major adverse effect of sulfonamide, you understand that it causes crystalluria formation, obstruction to urine flow, hematuria. In addition to this, so the first side effect, that is crystalluria. In addition to this, it also causes hypersensitivity reactions, allergy reactions in patient. That is unpredictable type of reactions may occur in patient. आपण बघतो की most of the people having allergy to sulfonamide. काही बऱ्याच लोकांना सल्फर ड्रगची allergy असते. जर काही पेशंट मेडिकल किंवा डॉक्टरांकडे जेव्हा जातात त्यावेळेस सांगतात की मला सल्फर ड्रगची allergy की त्या पेशंटला हायपरसेन्सिटिव्हिटी रिएक्शन किंवा allergy reactions होऊ शकते. So another side effect, that in most of the people there is a chances of allergy reaction, and even because of this nowadays, even though sulfonamides are very strong bacteriostatic agent but not used in clinical, very less used in clinical practice because of hypersensitivity or allergy reaction. Another side effect, that it also causes blood disorders, that is may produces hemolytic anemia, aplastic anemia, thrombocytopenia, agranulocytosis, that is affecting RBC, WBC and platelet count also. So that leads to process aplastic anemia, agranulocytosis, that is affecting WBC and also process platelet count affected. So these are the side effect or adverse effect of sulfonamide. Now if you understand adverse effect, these drugs are contraindicated where these drugs should not be given. That is contraindications of sulfonamide. Sometimes they ask you contraindications. So sulfur drugs should not be given or sulfur drugs should be contraindicated in kidney failure patient. ज्या पेशंटचा किडनी फेल्युअर आहे, किडनी डिसऑर्डर आहे, in that patient there is a sulfonamide therapy should not be given because there is a formation of crystalluria. Another thing, that it should not be given to allergic patient or hypersensitivity reaction patient. Third thing, it should not be given to blood disorder patient also. कि ज्या पेशंटला already RBC, WBC platelet count कमी, in that patient also should not be given. One more thing, that sulfonamides also should not be given in presence of pus or in wound healing condition. Sometimes they will ask give reason question. Why sulfonamides are ineffective in wound healing condition or in presence of pus sulfonamides are ineffective. बऱ्याच पेपर मध्ये एक give reason विचारले गेले कि why sulfonamides are ineffective in presence of pus or in wound healing condition sulfonamides are ineffective. This is because pus contain more concentration of PABA. Pus मध्ये already PABA है. Now you understand already mechanism of action, that PABA, that is the use as a raw material for synthesis of dihydrofolate tetrahydrofolic acid, thereby growth or multiplication of microorganism take place. Means suppose एखाद्या पेशंटला जखम झाली and त्याच्यामध्ये पस आहे, पस contain more concentration of PABA. That time sulfonamide is given, treatment given to the patient, it doesn't produce antibacterial activity because pus contain more concentration of PABA. This PABA one side it causes growth or multiplication of microorganism. By competitive antagonism mechanism, sulfonamide therapy is going to be ineffective, isn't it? So sulfa drug act by inhibiting utilization of PABA, and one side if the concentration of PABA increases by competitive antagonism mechanism, sulfonamide is going to be ineffective. And therefore remember that why sulfonamide should not be given in presence of pus or in wound healing condition. So this is the key reason. Or sometimes they maybe ask that give the contraindications of sulfonamide where these drugs should not be given, where these drugs are going to be contraindicated. So these drugs are contraindicated in kidney failure patients or in kidney disorder patients, in allergic or hypersensitivity reaction patients, in blood disorder patients, that is because of RBC, WBC, platelet count is going to be decreased, and also ineffective in presence of pus or in wound infection condition. So this is regarding side effect or adverse effect. So you should know why sulfonamides are ineffective in presence of pus or in wound healing condition, because pus contain more concentration of PABA. PABA that is used for the growth or for multiplication of microorganisms, for synthesis of folic acid. By competitive antagonism mechanism, if concentration of PABA increases, sulfonamide become ineffective, and therefore sulfonamide is ineffective in presence of pus or in wound healing condition. So this is regarding adverse effect and contraindication. Now the next point, that is therapeutic uses of sulfonamide, where sulfonamides are effective. Sulfonamides are the drug of choice in treatment of UTI, that is in urinary tract infection. Most effective against Escherichia coli, E. coli infection. Escherichia coli that causes urinary tract infection. So remember that where sometimes they will ask under chemotherapy or under antibiotic that give the drug of choice, give the major side effect. So the drug of choice, that sulfonamide are the major drug of choice in treatment of UTI, that is urinary tract infection, which is caused by E. coli. In addition to this, sulfonamides are also effective in bacillary dysentery, in bacterial infections, then streptococcal infections. These drugs are also effective in streptococcal infection, meningococcal infection. Particularly in meningococcal meningitis, sulfonamides are going to be effective. In addition to this, sulfonamides are effective in eye infections, that is in trachoma and conjunctivitis. Particularly sulfacetamide eye drops are going to be available in market, eye ointment available in market, that is used in treatment of eye infection, that is in trachoma and in conjunctivitis also. These drugs are effective. So these are the therapeutic uses of sulfonamide, that drug of choice in UTI, bacillary dysentery, bacterial infection, meningococcal meningitis, streptococcal infections, and also effective in eye infections, that is in trachoma and conjunctivitis. One more use that is used in burn cases, particularly silver sulfadiazine used in form of ointment or in the form of cream basis, that is used in burn cases. So this is regarding therapeutic uses of sulfonamides. Now regarding dose and use, that sulfonamides are effective in the dose of 1 to 2 gram in divided doses by oral route of administration. Use, that use in treatment of all these drugs. So sometimes they ask you the uses of sulfacetamide eye drops. So 1% eye drops, 1% cream basis available in market. Eye drops used in eye infection, particularly in trachoma and conjunctivitis, while silver sulfadiazine useful in burn cases, while sulfacetamide, sulfanilamide, sulfamethoxazole, that is used in systemic infections in the dose of 1 to 2 gram by oral route of administration in divided doses. So this is regarding sulfonamide. Now the last point in this chapter, that is cotrimoxazole. This is regarding sulfonamide. Now one more point, that is they will be asked, write a note on cotrimoxazole combination or sulfa combinations. So the next point under this chapter, that is sulfa combination, or also called as cotrimoxazole combination. Cotrimoxazole. Even these preparations available in market. So this is the newer combinations available in market. in the ratio of 5:1. That is 5 part sulfa methoxazole, 5 part sulfa methoxazole and 1 part trimethoprim. So this is the formulation available in market, that is in the ratio of 5:1, 5 part sulfa methoxazole and 1 part trimethoprim. This combination, that is called as sulfa combination or co-trimetazole combination, that is in market, particularly Septran tablet, Septran DS tablet, Bactrim tablet available in market. These are the trade name for this co-trimetazole combination, that is Septran tablet, Bactrim tablet. So it contains 400 mg of sulfa methoxazole and 80 mg of trimethoprim. 400 mg of sulfa methoxazole and 80 mg of trimethoprim, that is 5:1 ratio, 5 part sulfa methoxazole and 1 part trimethoprim. This combination, this is called as co-trimetazole combination or also called as sulfa combination. This combination shows bactericidal effect, that is synergistic effect. Bactericidal, you understand that sulfonamide when given alone, maybe sulfa methoxazole, dimethoxazole or any sulfonamide given, it produces bacteriostatic action. But if this combination is used, that is sulfa methoxazole with trimethoprim combination given, it causes bactericidal effect, that is killing or destruction of bacteria. So remember that bacteriostatic example are sulfonamide, tetracycline, chloramphenicol, while bactericidal examples are co-trimetazole, penicillin, cephalosporin. So what is the use of this combination? That when these two drugs, sulfa methoxazole and trimethoprim given in combination, produces synergistic effect. That when alone sulfonamide given, it produces bacteriostatic action. If given in combination with trimethoprim, there is a synergistic action occur and it leads to produces bactericidal effect, that is killing or destruction of bacteria. So the mechanism of action is going to be same. You already understand under sulfonamide that PAPA, in presence of foliate synthetase enzyme, it converted into dihydrofolic acid, which is inactive compound. Again, there is a reductase enzyme action take place, and in presence of reductase enzyme, it converted into tetrahydrofolic acid, which is active compound, that is used as a food material. Now this is the process how there is a growth or multiplication of microorganisms take place. Now here, when co-trimetazole combination or sulfa combination given, here this action, that is sulfa methoxazole, it affecting the action of foliate synthetase enzyme, thereby blocking conversion of PAPA to dihydrofolic acid. While this trimethoprim acting here, that is inhibiting conversion of dihydrofolic acid to tetrahydrofolic acid. So here there is the action of trimethoprim. So trimethoprim block conversion of dihydro to tetrahydrofolic acid, that is blocking reductase enzyme action, and thereby total food material is not available for growth or for multiplication of microorganisms. That leads to produces bactericidal effect. So this is the mechanism. This is also important one. Sometimes when we ask instead of asking sulfonamide mechanism action, mechanism is going to be same. Just remember that when sulfonamides are used, that is used as a bacteriostatic agent, that affecting the conversion of PAPA to dihydrofolic acid. While co-trimetazole or sulfa combination, that is used as a bactericidal agent, acting by the mechanism that sulfa methoxazole blocking conversion of PAPA to dihydrofolic acid, that is blocking foliate synthetase enzyme action. Because of structural similarity, mechanism same. While trimethoprim produces blockage of dihydrofolic acid to tetrahydrofluoric acid conversion, and that is blocking action of reductase enzyme, that produces lysis or killing of bacteria, and that process that is called as bactericidal action. So this is the mechanism of action of co-trimetazole. So sometimes they may ask full short note on co-trimetazole or sulfa combination for 4 marks. That time you should know that it is used in the combination, that is 5:1, 5 part sulfa methoxazole and 1 part trimethoprim. The standard combination, that is 400 mg sulfa methoxazole and 80 mg trimethoprim. So what is the use of this combination? That it produces synergistic effect. When alone sulfonamide given, causes bacteriostatic effect. When given in combination, sulfa combination produces bactericidal effect. isn't it? Then you should explain this mechanism of action of cotrimoxazole. Now regarding adverse effect or side effects, same that these drug also produces crystalluria. Regarding contraindications, also same that these drug are contraindicated in kidney failure patient, in hypersensitivity or allergic reaction patient. Means adverse effect or side effect and your contraindications are same as the sulfonamide. And the marketed preparation, that is called as Cetran tablet, Bactrim tablet and suspensions available in market. So this is regarding sulfonamide or sulfa combination. So sometimes we have full short note also. One more definition under this chapter, that is urinary antiseptic. Urinary antiseptic, that is used in treatment of UTI infection, in urinary tract infections, particularly sulfonamide, cotrimoxazole, nalidixic acid. These are the example of urinary antiseptic, isn't it? So this is regarding full chapter, that is sulfonamide. So today we completed first chapter under chemotherapy. First, initially we started with introduction to chemotherapy, that is definition, then bacteriostatic, bactericidal examples, definition, then classification of chemotherapy according to mechanism, drug mechanism. Now today we completed first chapter, that is sulfonamide, with full definition, classification, give reasons, doses, adverse effect, then regarding contraindications. So you should remember this is also important chapter. Now next time we start with the second chapter under chemotherapy, that is antibiotics. Thank you.